Have you ever wondered why you look younger than your age? I mean, really, why is it that people constantly ask, "What's your secret?" Why do strangers assume you're 10 years younger, and why does the mirror seem to agree? Is it just good skincare? Good genes? A healthy diet? Or could it be something more? Because today I want to tell you something that might just shift how you see yourself forever. There is nothing random about you. Not your face. Not your glow. Not even the pace at which you age. What if I told you the reason you look the way you do is because you're being preserved? Not by creams, not by trends, but by something sacred, something higher. What if that youthfulness everyone keeps complimenting is actually a spiritual signature? Heaven's way of saying, "I'm not done with you yet." You see, we live in a world obsessed with appearances, chasing beauty, routines, age-defying products, cosmetic fixes. But beyond all that, there's something deeper at work in some people. Maybe in you. When God places purpose on a person's life, He often preserves them not just mentally or spiritually, but physically. It's like He puts His hand over them and says, "Not yet." Their assignment isn't finished. And the world might just see a youthful face, but heaven sees a warrior on divine pause being kept ready for the next mission. So the next time someone says, "You look amazing," don't just thank your moisturizer. Realize you're being sustained. There's something eternal working through your bones, your spirit, your light, and it shows. Think about it. How often have you met someone who looks worn, not from age, but from the emotional weight they carry? Regret, bitterness, pain. It etches itself into posture, into the eyes, into the soul. But when someone walks in forgiveness, in love, in purpose, there's a different kind of glow. It's not just outer beauty, it's inner radiance shining through. That's spiritual preservation. And it's not just about looking young. It's about carrying the energy, the grace, the clarity needed for your calling. You were never meant to survive the chaos, you were meant to rise above it, to stay light in a heavy world. And sometimes that lightness becomes visible on your skin, in your stride, in your smile. It's heaven's way of saying you're still needed. God protects what has purpose, and that includes you. So if you've ever felt like time moves differently around you, if you've ever wondered why you don't seem to age like others do, it may be because you're not just living. You're being prepared. And here's the most powerful part. You might not even realize it. You might think it's all coincidence, but the truth is, your vitality could be divine confirmation. A gentle whisper from above you're being kept. Stay ready. You know why you still glow even after all you've faced, because your life is being preserved on purpose. You're not here by accident. You're here because there's still a mission unfolding, and God isn't finished writing your story. He's not about to let your appearance reflect the battles you've fought. That's why even though you've walked through fire, you don't smell like smoke. You've been through storms, real ones, the kind that steal joy, test faith, and shake your foundation. Storms that should have drained you, aged you, broken you. And yet, here you are, radiant, resilient, steady. That's not luck. That's not some skincare miracle. That's divine covering. There's a reason you carry light in your eyes. A reason your laughter still has spark. The world might see youthful, but heaven sees appointed. And that difference, it changes everything. The enemy loves to whisper lies, telling us we've missed our moment, that we're too old, too late, too damaged. But what if, just what if, God has been preserving you this entire time? Not just to survive, but to thrive. That glow on your skin, that clarity in your voice. It's not vanity, it's verification. It's heaven's quiet nod that you still have work to do, healing to bring, stories to tell, people to reach. You're not just looking young, you're carrying a timeless grace for impact. And let me be clear, The world doesn't need more people trying to look younger. It needs more people who have been spiritually preserved so they can pour wisdom, peace, and love into a world desperate for something real. So stop thinking your youthful presence is just a cosmetic gift. It's not. It's sacred. It's not here to boost your ego. It's here to echo your assignment. You've been chosen. You've been set apart. You still have seeds to sow fields, to water hearts to touch. Your joy still matters. Your voice still carries weight. Looking younger isn't about chasing time. It's about aligning with divine time. You're not falling behind. You're moving right on schedule. Even your reflection in the mirror is a message from heaven. Keep going. I've got you. You weren't just preserved. You were preserved with purpose. And maybe you've met people like this, those who just radiate something you can't explain. It's not the outfit. It's not the contour. It's not even about what they did with their hair that day. It's something deeper, something alive. They walk into a room and it shifts. There's a peace about them, a calm, a joy that lingers in the air even after they've left. And when you finally talk to them, you realize they're not just young-looking, they're spiritually awake. That glow, that energy, that effortless beauty. It's not surface level, it's soul level. It's the result of something happening from the inside out. You see, we spend so much energy on the outside screens, creams, diets, gym routines. And that's okay. That's part of the journey. But the real fountain of youth, it's rooted deep inside the soul. When your spirit is aligned with love, when you choose peace over bitterness, when you live in gratitude rather than complaint, your body listens, your energy changes, your light shines, your skin reflects what your soul believes. This is the part no one talks about. But today I will. Because this isn't about accidental beauty, it's about divine alignment. Let's talk about why some people seem to carry peace through storms, and how your inner world can become your greatest secret weapon against the wear and tear of life. As we mentioned before, there's a part of you that remains whole and unshaken no matter how hard life tries to break you. That's what keeps you looking young, even if you don't realize it. Now let me share this with you. Stress will age you faster than time ever could. Emotions like bitterness, anger, anxiety, and unforgiveness, they weigh down your spirit like invisible stones. And when your spirit becomes heavy, your body doesn't stay silent. You start to see it, don't you? The face hardens, the eyes lose their spark, the shoulders slump. But when you learn to release the pain, to forgive, and to walk in peace, even while the storm still rages outside, you begin to feel a sense of lightness. That lightness isn't just emotional, it becomes a glow, a quiet radiance that seeps from the inside out. And that glow, that's spiritual. It's not makeup, it's not a filter, it's the light of your soul. Many people don't realize that beauty isn't just about features or skin tone. It's a reflection of spiritual well-being. Haven't you heard the saying, "You wear your emotions on your face"? It's absolutely true. If you're always worried, bitter, restless, or stuck in the past, those emotions will slowly carve themselves into your body, into your expression, into your presence. But when you live in joy, when you protect your peace like a sacred flame, when you let go of what no longer serves you, your body responds. It refreshes itself. Because your body isn't just a vessel, it's a mirror. It shows what's happening deep within. Have you ever seen someone who's endured a lot in life, yet still looks calm, radiant, even youthful? That's someone who chose healing, someone who said no to bitterness, someone who wakes up every morning and chooses gratitude instead. And you know what gratitude is like: a time machine. It takes years off your life. Joy softens the marks that stress leaves behind. Forgiveness smooths the tension in your face. And peace, oh peace, It shines through like morning light through a spotless window. I truly believe that many people who appear younger than their age have tapped into a powerful truth. The condition of your soul matters more than the condition of your skin. When your soul is clean, your face reflects that clarity. When your heart is light, your eyes become bright. And when you're living from a place of wholeness, you don't need to try. It just shows. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect. Not at all. It's about choosing peace, especially when it feels impossible. It's about saying, I won't let the world steal my joy. I won't let this situation rob me of my peace. I won't let unforgiveness tie me to a moment that's already behind me. That is how you stay young. That is how your spirit and your body stay vibrant. So if anyone has ever told you, you don't look your age, or there's something glowing about you, don't just brush it off. That's not just a compliment. That's confirmation. It's the proof of the peace you fought for. It's the fruit of your healing. It's the reward of choosing joy over and over day after day. Because when your spirit is at peace, your body can finally exhale. When your soul is full of light, that brightness doesn't stay hidden. It radiates through your eyes, your skin, your entire being. You're not just glowing in the way people casually say, after a good night's sleep. No, you're reflecting something far deeper. You're reflecting spiritual health. These days there's a lot of talk about energy, vibes, frequency, and alignment. And while some might roll their eyes or label it as new age fluff, let's pause and really think about it. Isn't it true that everything in existence hums with a rhythm? Music moves through the air in invisible waves. Light travels in vibrations we can't even see. Your own heartbeat follows a steady divine tempo. So if everything in creation is energy, why would we be any different? You are energy, not just flesh and bones. You are breath, spirit, life, crafted by the very breath of God. And the frequency you live on, the energy you choose to carry every day, affects more than your mood. It echoes in your posture, your tone, your skin, even in the way you age. Think about it. Some people aren't old, but they seem weary. You can see it in the heaviness of their steps, the fatigue in their faces, the sharpness in their words. That's not physical age, that's spiritual exhaustion. It's the weight of bitterness, fear, anxiety, and unresolved pain dragging down their energy, lowering their frequency, and, yes, dimming their glow. But then there are others, perhaps someone like you, who walk into a room and shift the atmosphere. They don't need to speak loudly to be noticed. They laugh with ease. They forgive without delay. Their presence feels like sunlight cutting through clouds. That's not just charisma. That's spiritual resonance. You see, when you live aligned with love, when your heart is tuned to compassion, when you forgive instead of fester and bless instead of blame, you're operating on a high frequency. And that isn't just emotional health, it's soul-level alignment. You are vibrating in harmony with your true design. And that is powerful. Over time, this alignment does more than change your mindset. It reflects in your body. It lightens your being. It renews your strength. It keeps you youthful, not because you're chasing time, but because you're not weighed down by what time tries to pile on. Have you ever noticed how people filled with joy don't just smile more, they shine? That's because joy is one of the highest frequencies we can carry. And no, it's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing joy even when pain is an option. It's staying soft when life wants to harden you. And the result, it flows through your body like a divine current. Yes, science will call it serotonin. Endorphins, improved immunity. But in truth, that's God renewing you from the inside out. That's heaven whispering, keep going, I'm keeping you fresh. Now, of course, life won't always let you stay in that alignment. The storms will come. Negativity will try to pull you down. Stress will creep in. and frustration will knock at your door. But the key: don't stay there. Don't set up camp in sorrow. Instead, make the choice to return again and again to the frequency of faith, to the vibration of hope. And that, my friend, brings us perfectly to what comes next. Speak truth over your life daily, deliberately, like water to thirsty soil. Breathe in grace. Breathe it out again. Let it fill your lungs. Let it soften your thoughts. Let it guide your tone. Because the longer you stay in alignment with what's true and good, the more your spirit sustains your body, not the other way around. Looking younger than your years isn't just about anti-aging creams or fancy skincare routines. It's about soul care. It's about how well you've tended the garden within. When your soul is deeply rooted in love, when your thoughts consistently return to gratitude like a compass finding north, and when your actions are shaped by a sense of higher purpose, your entire being responds. Physically, emotionally, spiritually, you begin to glow with something more powerful than surface-level beauty. People start to notice it, not because you're trying to impress, but because you're embodying something rare. You're not merely surviving, you're thriving. You've stopped living from the outside in chasing approval, running after status, clinging to image. And instead, you've started living from the inside out. That shift, it's where real transformation begins. You see, aging is a natural process every day, every season, every breath. But how we age, that part is deeply spiritual. There's a world of difference between growing older and growing heavier in spirit. You can collect years without collecting weight in your heart. And when your spirit stays light, free from burdens that don't belong to you, your face reflects that lightness. You don't just look rested, you look alive. If your heart is full of peace, your eyes will shimmer with it. If you're resonating with grace, mercy, and love, you won't just look younger, you'll be younger. Not in numbers, but in essence. You become living proof that heaven still chooses human vessels to pour through. You carry the evidence, subtle, quiet, but unmistakable, that joy and light and wholeness are still possible. So when people stop you and ask, "What's your secret? How do you stay so vibrant, so grounded, so fresh?" you don't need to launch into scientific studies or wellness routines. Just smile, maybe even laugh softly, and say, "I'm just living in alignment." That's the truth. And often, it's all they need to hear. Because here's something I've discovered over the years, something not often talked about, but deeply true. When you've lived enough, walked through enough seasons, gained a little wisdom along the way, you start to realize something powerful. Some of the blessings you carry didn't even start with you. Some of the favor resting on your life today was spoken, sown, and prayed into existence by someone who came long before you. That soft glow you walk with, that quiet grace surrounding you, that invisible shield of peace and protection that keeps you looking and feeling younger than your years. It might not be random at all. You could be walking beneath a covering of ancestral blessings and divine favor passed down through generations. Think about it. Not every battle you've avoided was because you were clever or lucky. Not every ounce of peace in your heart came from something you did. Sometimes it was the result of a grandmother's whispered prayer at midnight, or a great-grandfather's unwavering faith in times of hardship. Maybe it was a mother's tears in a quiet room, or a father's silent hope when he had nothing else to offer. These were the seeds they planted, seeds of love, faith, and obedience they never got to see bloom. But now you are walking in the harvest. That's why favor can feel so mysterious. That's why people look at your life and wonder aloud. How are you still standing, or how do you stay so full of light? The truth: you've been covered by something unseen. Some of you were carried when you didn't even know you needed help. There were moments you should have fallen apart, but somehow something divine held you together. You know those seasons when everything was crumbling, yet you still emerged with peace. Those times when your life looked like chaos, but your face still looked refreshed. That's not just good genes. That's grace. That's divine inheritance. That's favor that outlives the one who first called it down. I believe with all my heart that spiritual inheritance is just as real, if not more real, than any financial one. These inheritances don't show up in bank accounts or property deeds. They show up in your resilience, in your ability to stand after every storm, in the joy that keeps rising from the ashes, in the strength that surprises even you. That's legacy. That's the kind of favor that runs deeper than skin, deeper than name, deeper than logic. And sometimes the reason you seem to age in reverse, radiating life, moving with calm, speaking with kindness, is because your life is wrapped in a sacred covenant. Your spirit has been marked, your path protected. And that protection doesn't just show up in where you are, it shows up in how you are. People might not understand it, and they don't have to. Favor isn't always logical, it's spiritual. When God chooses to shield your life and honor the prayers of those who came before you, He keeps you in ways time can't undo. But what about those who didn't come from that kind of lineage? Those of us from broken homes, heavy histories or pasts filled with pain. And so even if you didn't inherit a legacy of faith, especially if you didn't, but you chose to break those old patterns and walk with God anyway, you've begun writing a brand new story, a new chapter, a new legacy, and that choice, that bold spiritual pivot, doesn't go unnoticed. Heaven sees it. Heaven honors it. Because when you choose to live differently, God doesn't just bless you, He blesses everything and everyone connected to you. Your children, their children, generations you may never meet. You're planting seeds today that will blossom long after you're gone. And perhaps some of that fruit is already showing up in your life, in your energy, your presence, your peace. People may look at you expecting fatigue, but instead they see radiance. They expect weariness and find light. You're not simply aging. You're walking in the inheritance of the Spirit. Every time someone says, "You look incredible," they're witnessing the overflow of something divine. This is not just about good genes or healthy routines. This is about alignment, soul-deep alignment. It's about the kind of covering and favor that defies logic, that can't be explained by appearance alone. And sometimes, it's about you being the one who carries that divine favor forward, so others can walk in it because of your obedience. If you've ever wondered why your glow is different, why your energy feels younger, why you seem lighter than the years you've lived, remember this didn't start with you, and it certainly doesn't end with you either. You've been chosen. You've been covered. You've become something rare, a living message. Every day you wake up, moving through life, with grace, strength in your step, peace in your presence, you are speaking without words. You're telling the world it's possible to live differently, to age differently, to carry joy in chaos, to shine after darkness. You are proof that tending to your spirit is as important, maybe more important, than tending to your body. When people say, "You can't be that age," what they're truly seeing is not skin or muscle. They're seeing evidence of alignment. They're seeing what happens when someone refuses to carry what was never theirs: bitterness, shame, regret, and instead chooses peace, release, gratitude. And those choices they show, they glow. Every decision you've made to protect your joy, to feed your hope to stay soft. When life tried to harden you, those decisions have become visible. You're not just looking younger. You're reminding someone else what's possible. You're a sermon in motion, a quiet witness, and the way you live is more powerful than any speech. Your presence says there's another way to live, a way that heals, a way that forgives, a way that breathes and trusts and shines again. People are watching, not because you ask them to, but because your peace speaks loud. Your calm invites questions, and your life answers them without fanfare. Because your youthful glow isn't just a personal gift, it's a spiritual responsibility, not a burden, a calling. You are a reflection of what's possible, and through you, others begin to believe they can heal too. So the next time someone says, "You don't look your age," just smile. Because they're not simply complimenting your appearance, they're confirming your calling. You're not just aging well, you're living as a message,